What's up on my Power Addicts crew? Today on the Cherokee XJ camper build. Look, no seats, no console. Let me show you how they come out. Let's go. Started cutting up front. We got some bad company. All right. Waylon Jennings, nothing wrong with that. Bon Jovi, living on a prayer. Yep. Y'all don't want to hear me sing. Tom Petty. Hey, pretty decent jams. So yeah, I'm just gonna go right down through the console, up through there as far as I can, come back and around through here so I can get some of this carpet out of the front, and we'll worry about the seats probably on the next video. But like I said, I want all the carpet out as possible so it hits trash day. Whoop, that ain't good. So I got these screws right here out, and you're gonna need a stubby screwdriver right there. I just don't feel like going to get it, so I went and started cutting that out, and now I'm bleeding. Knife slipped right there. I hit the floorboard. There's broken glass in the floorboard. So yeah, most of your XJs has got a little hook right there that holds the floor mat in place on the driver's side, because your feet move around for the pedals and stuff. It tends to make the floor mat want to walk around. Well, there we go. Bare minimum, I've got the majority of the carpet out all the way up to toe board. I've still got the strip under the seats and whatever's under the console. So like I said, I pretty much achieved my goal for getting as much carpet out as possible for trash day. But now I'm at the point I can go ahead and start taking out seats. So yeah, let's get that started. So get the front seat out. It shouldn't be too bad. You got a 13mm here, one over there, right there. And you got a nut right here that appears to be about a 16 or something like that. We'll know what that is in a moment. And this right here, I'll have to go under the Jeep to get it. And that stud right there, 18mm. Now for the passenger seat, the 18mm nut is over here by the console. Well, I was wrong. Right there, 13mm bolt. Take it out. It's covered in rust and junk and stuff, so I didn't see it. So here's my situation. Every time I put a socket on that sucker and I crank down on it, the socket's just stripping them off, both sides. So yeah, I'm about to cut the head off the bolts. So I'll be using my 4.5-inch angle grinder to cut those heads of those bolts, and this is a Hercules Harbor Freight Special. It actually does a really good job. I've had this thing for a little over a year. But here's what I really want you guys to get into using. Have you used, I know this is a grinder, but I do not buy those little thin abrasive style cutting heads anymore. But those abrasive cutting blades that you lock onto here, and you put them in the slightest wrong position and they blow up, and you got shrapnel of abrasive hanging out of your hands or out of your face. You know, you've seen those pictures on the internet. You can see this right here, it's got some miles on it. Here's a new one, so if you guys need to recognize one, if you're into Lowe's or whatever, this is where I pick them up at. But I also order them off of Amazon as well. Amazon has them right now for about 12 to 14 bucks or something like that. I'll put a link down below so you guys can order one. But I cannot recommend these things enough. They are so much more safe than the abrasive style. Cleaner cut, they don't generate nowhere near as much heat, they last so much longer. This right here, this blade right here is at least 2 years old. I have cut everything from thin sheet metal to at least 1/4 inch, and it does just fine. So I highly recommend. And right there, I've still got plenty grip to us. I'm about to cut those bolts with this old blade. So what I've done, I've slid that seat forward as far as I possibly can, so it allows me to get in here with this big old grinder. So I'm going to hit that head right there. I'm just going to take and feather it back and forth, cut the head off that bolt. After I plug it up. Ta-da! Put your safety glasses on. And yes, somebody's going to say you should be wearing gloves as well, and I do agree, but hey, guess what? I'm not. Now, I'm not all the way through it yet, but I just want to give you guys a little view of what it's done so far. I mean, it's cut the head of that bolt down pretty quick. And I've got just a little bit more to go, and I'm through the washer right there, or bolt flange, or whatever the heck that is. and she just popped. And that seat's ready to come out. You can see right there where the blade cut everything. It cut loose from the top of the bolt right there. I like those blades. Now it's time for the passenger side. So take the trim off the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking through the viewfinder and missing it. And then you got one back here. Then grab hold of it, kind of pull up easily. It separates. Then get back here. If I quit looking through the viewfinder, I'd see what I'm doing. There. Then it pops out like that. Oh, I almost dropped the camera. And for right now, I'm just going to set this back out of the way. I'll take all the seatbelt mechanism out here in a little bit. Right there. And where's the other one? I don't know. I'll cut it out if I have to. We're working on taking the console out here in a minute. So for right now, I'm just going to cut the carpet right through there and pull that chunk out, because that stuff would be nasty, and it's got all kinds of funky stuff I don't feel like breathing. So after you cut the head of that bolt off, of course you got that stuck up right there. And if you get lucky, you might be able to get a pair of vice grips on it and turn it out, but honestly, I bet you that sucker's rusted up in there. So what you can do is put your nut over top of that and weld the top of the nut to this right here, and you'd be able to grab hold of it and back it out. Now that would make an excellent video to show you guys how to do that. But guess what's not going to happen today in that video? I might do that later on because I've got goals I'm trying to meet on getting this thing stripped out. But you know, I'm going to leave it there. I might actually show you guys how to do that later. Now let's get that console out of there. I'm not 100% sure what all it's going to take to get it out of there. But I know there's a bolt right outside there, so you're going to take this out right here, because the reason I know that is I pull on it up, it's pivoting down in the bottom, like below this tray right there. So there's definitely something attached down there. All these covers right here, they snap out, and we got to see what's up inside there once we get this out. So, yeah. So what we got to do here, we got 1 screw, 2 screws, and 3, 4, and probably these right here. So let's get all of them out and see what happens. And there's the other one. I never got those out. Does this pick up? Yes, it does. Ta-da! And we got duct work right there. And that's interesting. E-brake. I'm going to save the e-brake arm. I'm going to try something with that. Now that I've got that out, check it out. Back end's free, but it's still pivoting right along in here. So underneath the shifter, I'm sure we've got another screw. So let's take out all that and see what we can do. Hey, that rhymed. Hey. So we need to remove that and see what we got underneath there. I see one right there, I believe. So, yep. Take that out and see what happens. So I can't move the console right now because you guys are sitting in it. Like, seriously, you are. That's where the camera's at. You're sitting in the hole right now. Get off the console, people. There you go. Okay, so I think I got something going on underneath there now. Do y'all get the clue that I have no idea what I'm doing now? Yep, sure enough, right there. And there right there's your 4-wheel drive shifter. So if you want to put an LED in there, you take and twist that out. There's a sweet spot somewhere. Or maybe there's not. There it is. There's your bulb. If you want to get LEDs put in there, there you go. So now it's pretty much out, except I can't get it over the shifter. So grab hold of your T-handle and pull. Oh, and it pops off like that. Hope y'all got a laugh out of that. See, then you take this, slide that off, then your console comes out. But you guys are sitting on my console again, so y'all get up out of my console. To the pillar. Then you grab hold of it. Now you want your e-brake pulled all the way back, so it gives you clearance right here. So let me see if I can arrange you guys where you can watch what's going on. Your e-brake handle, you really got to pull it back. And there it is. I'm sure there's an easier way, but hey, it's out. Now that we've got the console out of the way, you've got these little test lights. What? Test lights? That's right. Cut these off right here and extend the wires if you need to, if you want a longer harness or whatever. Put alligator clips on the end of it or pins or whatever you need. And they make great little test lights for tracing down like brake light circuits or whatever. So these are super handy to make little 12-volt test lights. And there's your 4-wheel drive shifter, of course, going down to the transfer case. There's the wiring harness. You follow it back, it goes to your module for your airbag control. Obviously, I'm not going to use that, so I can care less about that harness. But for right now, I'm definitely not going to cut it because I'm not 100% sure how much it ties into the engine harness. I don't think it does, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm not going to cut it quite yet. E-brake. I want that e-brake arm. I'm going to keep it for sure because I'm going to experiment with something I've been wanting to try for a while. They're a flat mount. The cable comes right off the back right there, super sturdy. It goes into a recessed area right here, so it's an all-inclusive mount. I want to put a e-brake in my YJ, but I want it right beside the driver's seat, to the left of the driver's seat, like between the door and the driver's seat. I'm going to try to experiment with this right here. If I can make it work, that'd be awesome. Now, I've mentioned several times about not wanting to cut the engine harness, and there's a particular reason why. I've got some heavyweight C-channel that I want to make a run-on engine stand. What is a run-on engine stand? It is where you take an engine, put it on a stand, just like an engine stand or whatever, but with a run-on, I can start the engine on the stand itself. So by not cutting the wiring harness, the engine harness out of this Jeep, I can use that harness to start a 4.0 while it's on the stand. Does that make any sense? Why do I want to do that? Because it's fun, for one. For two, say for instance I get an OCJ and I want to put the drivetrain out of this into a CJ. I can have the fuel injection, transmission control module, all that stuff to go into that CJ if I can figure out what wires do what. Which one's going to be the full-time hot, which one's going to be the keyed hot, which one runs the fuel pump, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I can build me a run-on engine stand. I can figure out the wiring harness and show you guys how to convert a wiring harness out of an XJ into a run-on standalone wiring harness. Does that make any sense? But you know what I'm saying. You can put this engine anything you want to, put it that way. Cool. To get on with the camper build, it would probably be a lot easier just to simply get it shelled out, forget all the video work. But by making these videos, how the seats come out, how the console comes out, that's going to help a lot of people out there who have an XJ who needs to know how, you know, things come apart. So hence the reason for making the videos. So my Power Addicts crew, if you guys are enjoying this little disassembly video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe now, because when you get this camper build going, you don't want to miss a single video. And as far as the comments, if you guys got any suggestions on videos you would like to see, like, be sure to show me how to take out the radio. Be sure to show me how the transmission control module comes out, you know, stuff like that. So therefore, I can educate as many people as possible. And also, if you got any recommendations as what to put into the camper build, that would be great comments as well. So everyone, if you're enjoying the teardown, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave cool comments down below. Peace. Later, y'all.